thing. So then it will be just Nilgiri Patrika, so Hanumantarao, so Tenukula Rangarao, so Akipalli Janaki Ramarao, then Vadlakonda Narasimharao, 7 others met on November 1991. So at the residence of the High Court advocate, this Rangarao in troop Bajar in Hyderabad, so leading to Antyodaya movement, so against the then Nizam government and Sambhavi Shab Nabesu Venkata Rama Narasimharao, one of the Antyodaya leaders, launched a Nilgiri newspaper on August 1922, so 24 in Nalgonda town. So the name of his native Nalagonda. So Nilgiri is a synonym to the Nalagonda Black Hills. That's the way how Nilgiri was started publishing from the Nalgonda region. Next, Nilgiri stood as the first political newspaper and the first newspaper against the Nizam, then Nizam government. It was considered the first newspaper that will spoke about that is written against the Nizam government. So we will consider the first political newspaper. So 3 days later, after the inception of the Nilgiri newspaper from Nalgonda town, so Telugu Patrika was launched from the Inugurti, a village in Manakunta Talukas in Warangal district by Udiraj brothers, Udiraju, Sita Ramachandra Rao and Raghava Rangarao. So these are the person who started this village Telugu Patrika. So Telugu Patrika was published in half size, half of the present newspaper size on every Sunday. So it published editorials on various issues on page 1, and it gave priority to local news and politics, sometimes politics and local issues. So that's social issues. This is the main kind of things Telugu Patrika they concentrated. Just it will be in the half size of the present newspapers. It will be just concentrated on the local news as well as the politics, as well as what are the social issues that are there in during this period. So next, Telangana Udiraj brothers shifted the newspaper to Warangal town as they were not positioned to publish it in 1927. They handed over the paper to the Devulapalli Venkatachalapati Rao and the Varadarajulu. So they ran the newspaper for some time, and later it was closed down. So that is the kind of so they've shifted to Warangal. So from there, the position they handed over the paper to the Devulapalli Venkatachalapati Rao and the Viradarajulu. So they ran for some time. So later it was closed. It is considered as a short-lived newspaper. So Nilgiri and Telugu Patrika remained as a medium to spread the Antyodaya. They have created a Telugu readers even in remote villages across the Telangana region. They created awareness, the first against the British government and among the people of Telangana, and strive to revive Telugu culture in Telangana. So that's why, so Telugu in Nilgiri and Telugu Patrikas that were able to just became the favorite of the Telugu Telangana region, and the first it will be considered as the first newspapers that will just written against the British government. So next Patrika. Next, Prakatanala Patrika. So next, it's been Raghava Dikshitulu, who worked as the Telugu Pandit in a teachers training institute in Hanamkonda, launched a Prakatanala Patrika. So Prakatanala Patrika was maybe having launched in Hanamkonda in 1992, shifted to just Guntur in 1923. That way, so Raghava started Telugu, who was meant by Telugu Pandits, and started just publishing this Prakatanala Patrika in 1992. So next, Telangana, in Telangana, Kodimela Rajalingaya, so next, Chinna Veerabhadraya, so along with some others, launched the Shaiva Pracharini paper with the help of the rich Vaishyas of Arangal to spread the Shaiva religion. So Mudigonda Veerasingalaga Sastri worked as the editor of the monthly in 1923. So that way it will just started with the Rangaya and the Mudigoda Chinna Veerabhadraya. So the Shaiva Pracharini, the paper started to spread the Vaishnava Shaiva religion. So next, Kokala Satyanarayana Sharma, a Pandit from Hanmakonda High School, so launched Andhra Abhyudayam. So in June 1923, so it was closed within a short period as the Nizam state was hostile to this kind of thing. So that way it will consider as a very short-lived newspaper. So that regard the Nizam side, so it will just stop publishing. So next, government officials ran Ahakam Subho Warangal. So prominently paper in 1923 from Warangal. So Devulapalli Ramajarao and launched the Shobha literary. 1 minute. Yeah, literary monthly paper. So in Warangal on Ugadi Festival Day in 1947 to fill the gap of literary papers in Telangana region. So next Tamilian K.R. Rajagopala Mudalai so launched the Telangana daily newspaper in Telugu. So next Bukkapatnam Ramanujacharyalu, so who just was well versed in English, was an editor of the Telangana Telugu daily newspaper that was launched in 1941 and 1941-1942. So it will be kind of same countries, I mean, Telangana Telugu Patrika. So next, I mean, Telangana published a new social, economic and political and libraries were just donor this newspaper. So that was the libraries were subscribed libraries were just were major considered as the major donors for this Telangana Patrika. Next, Venkata Sheshaya had run Madhavi monthly paper from Hyderabad from 1946. So Navyuga paper was published under the leadership of the communist leader, so Ravi Narayan Reddy. So Itikal Neelakanta Rao launched Sharada in Khammam on behalf of the Hyderabad State Congress during 1947-49. So this is the way how to just slowly got, I mean, this newspaper started publishing in Telangana region. Next, I mean, democratic. So the Telugu press from 1949 to 1956, the democratic government was formed under the chief minister of the Burgula Ramakrishna Rao in the year 1950. So before the formation of the Burgula government, there was a military rule in Telangana region, so the people will face suppression kind of things. So Andhra Janata was launched only to support the Vishalandhara movement in Hyderabad Samsthan. So separatists had want Andhra Janata to stop supporting the Vishalandhara movements. That kind of say that way, so that kind of Vishalandhara movements. So the way it will just started just giving the support to the Vishalandhara kind of thing. Next, Golconda Patrika, which was published news against them and atrocities of the then Nizam government, was tried and failed to compete with the newly launched Andhra Janata, which was also enjoyed the support of then Hyderabad state government. So that way, so Golconda Patrika was there, but it is not able to just compete with the Janta, Andhra Janata paper. So that was been support that was been Golconda Patrika was sorry. See, I mean, continuously just started publishing the atrocities of the Nizam government. So that way, so it got kind of there, so it will focus what kind of atrocity that the Nizam government committed. So the kind of a series of articles just written in Golconda Patrika. So Suram Pratap Reddy has started the Golconda Patrika. Next, Adluri Ayodhya Rama Kavi, who was born in 1922. So in Warangal launched Bhagyanagar fortnightly from the Hyderabad in June 1949 for the welfare of the Telugu people. So he was a great writer, wrote Deepavali, Ghantaravam, so Andhra Kesari, Swasanta Geet, sorry, Swasanta Geetalu, Telangana, Mantalu, Tatkikonda, so Anna Purneshwara. So these are the paper, these are the way. I mean, since he's been a great writer, so he wrote I mean, so many kind of as well as books as well as literary items. So his paper was Bhagyanagar fortnightly. So what was launched from Hyderabad in 1949. Next, Shantaram Sita Rama Shatakam. Sita Rama Shatakam. Next, I mean, Samskarnalu, Burrakata, so Praja Viplavam. Next, Vijay Burrakata. Next, Ramadevi drama before he reached 30 years of age. So the years in a short period of time, in a short age age. So before just attaining the 30 years, he is able to just bring out this kind of books, also this kind of literary items. So that way he will able to establish that kind of a attachment, that kind of a affection towards the Telugu, that kind of literature. He just started just publishing the different kind of books as well as bringing out the Bhagyanagar fortnightly newspaper. Next, Andhra Vidyarthi Vardhini. So high school published, so Andhra Vidyarthi paper from Warangal. The first issue was published in 1950. So this has been Andhra Vidyarthi paper. So that was based in Warangal, that was started just publishing in 1950 in April. So next, Chakravarti Venugopal Rao, so as editor, and well done the sorry, Velnanda Prabhakar Rao as a joint editor, C. Madan Mohan as a cinema editor, launched the Jaya Bharat National Monthly from the Hyderabad in January 1949 to strengthen the Telugu literature. So that way, I mean, this mean Venugopal Rao, the next Prabhakar Rao, and Madan Mohan. So launched the trio. So just launched this Jaya Bharati National Monthly from Hyderabad 1947 to strengthen the Telugu literature. Next, Narayan Rao, next Chandra Molishwar Rao, something next M.S. Rajalingam launched the Pragati Weekly to support the Vishalandhara. So it was launched towards the end of the 1949. So next, moving on to next slide. So the Hindwar so was launched in 1950 in Hyderabad. So it was simultaneously published in Telugu, Urdu, Arabic, and English languages. Hindwar was my first. It was it started publishing in Hyderabad. So in 1950, so it was simultaneously published in Telugu, Urdu, Arabic, and English language. So next, Sri Ramulu Amidiala, so Social Party Hyderabad's wing founder member established a Janashakti Weekly in Hyderabad and during 1954 to popularize the socialist ideals. So that way, so Sri Ramulu started the Socialist Party Hyderabad. So that was a founder member. So he started the Janashakti Weekly. So in Hyderabad, so during 1952 to still 1954 to popularize the socialist ideals. Like Dakshin India Patrika was published on behalf of the Medak Dornakal Krishna Rayalisham missionaries in 1951 from Dornakal, Warangal districts to campaign about the Christian religion. So that was the way. So next paper, Dakshin India Patrika was published on behalf of the Medak Dornakal. So Dornakal Rayalisham missionaries that brought a campaign to just about Christian religion. Next, Hyderabad freedom fighter. So Lakshmi Narayana launched Janta under his own. Just give me 1 minute. Yes, sorry. So yeah, from Janta papers, Lakshmanarayana launched Janta under his own editorship in 1951 in Hyderabad. So Hyderabad state government published Mana. So Vyavasayam. So Mana Vyavasayam quarterly to popularize scientific agriculture in 1951. So it was published in 40 pages, had articles on agriculture. So Agriculture Department Director P.D. Nair. So was his chief editor and D.V.G. Krishnamurthy was his editor. So that way, 1955, so Mana Vyavasayam was quarterly paper. So popularized just quarterly paper to popularize scientific agriculture in 1951. So it was basically just concentrated on the so what kind of seeds, what kind of agriculture, what kind of activities, what kind of a new methods that will be employed in agriculture and how to just be able to just cultivate in and how to just get more yield or get more output from the agriculture. That kind of articles continuously just focus using this journal quarterly. So next, yes. Yeah, next, Suram Pratap Raj Prajavani paper. So after quitting 1948, so Golconda Patrika paper, so he stopped just Prajavani paper after 2 years due to just financial difficulties. And Suravaram had decided not to just launch any newspaper again. So that kind of a, so when it was after quitting Golconda Patrika, he started the Prajavani paper newspaper. So that also very short-lived. Suram Pratap launched Prajavani with the help of his friends, and it was run from Chiragali Lane in Abits, that is Chiragali Lane in Abits. So they will be Ramanuja Rao and Pulijala Hanumanta Rao. So Sitaya Gupta were the partners. So these are with the help of this newspaper, these are the friends. So he started just publishing Prajavani. So in Chiragali Lane in Hyderabad. So Andhra Prabha, Andhra Patrika, which were published from the Andhra region, so had 15,000 copies circulation in those days only. So all these factors affected the Prajavani as well as. So then there was a competition that Andhra Prabha and Andhra Patrika was there. So that was able to just getting more circulation, able to just admired by the more people, have the more subscription. So that way, that is one of the considered one of the reason that Prajavani not able to sustain, not able to stand in a competition. So that way it means short-lived. So there was a no history that newspaper published from Telangana region crossed 1,000 copies circulation. So no paper that is that means from uh, the reports that we'll just see. So during this day 50s, so in this period 1947 and 56, so there was no paper in Telangana that able to just cross them in 1,000 copies. That is the kind of a situation. So during this period, next Sudarshana Devi publishes a Sudarshana paper from Vanaparthi, Mahbub Nagar in 1951. So it was bilingual monthly published in Telugu, Hindi languages. So this was next the Devi, Sudarshan Devi. So brought about news Sudarshan paper from Vanaparthi, Mahbub Nagar. So it was initially bilingual, so able to just print in Telugu as well as Hindi languages. Next, Padmashali Caste published a Neta in 52 under the PV Ramana Ramana Rasaya leadership. So leadership, sorry, I'm unable to just pronounce that. So Ramana Rasaya, sorry. That is a kind of way. So Neta was published. So Padmashali caste just give Padmashali caste identity, just kind of propagation. That is the way that you able to just establish just started publishing. Then it published a news related to the development of the Padmashali caste for the handloom and for the handloom workers. So freedom fighter, the participants of Telangana, Sayuda Poratam. So Chodavarappo Vishwanatham launched a Velugu Weekly in 1952. So it was published from Janagaon, so Warangal district during 1952 and 55. So this is the period. So that means Velugu Weekly just started in 1952. So next, Vishwanatham launched Gauda Patrika fortnightly for the welfare of the Gauds in 1953 in Warangal district. So that kind of so you have just we need to identify Padmashali caste and Gauda caste. So that way, so slowly the each and community just identify itself. That means just so that they can need to just promote, they need to just get some kind of just news that related to the particular community that just need to just upliftment the positions of the particular community. That's that may be the one of the reason to just start this kind of papers, Padmashali as well as this Gauda Patrika. So that will only concentrate on the community, particular community. Next, Dakshin Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha. So turned as Hyderabad Hindi Prachar Sabha. So encourage Hindi language and other local languages. As part of these efforts, Sravanti, so literary paper was launched in Hyderabad on Ugadi Festival Day in March 1951 under the editorship of the Dasarathi. So this is the way. So on the Dakshin Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha that started identifying that started just promote Hindi as language and other local languages. So as part of these efforts. So Sravanti was born. So that literary papers were launched in Hyderabad. So on auspicious day, so Ugadi, so 1951. So that was Dasarathi was its editor. Several writers, Rama Rao, Dasarathi, Srirangam, Narayana, Babu, Puttaparthi, Srinivasacharyalu, this Vanamama Lai, Vardacharyalu, so Ramaraju, J. Bapu Reddy, so Vidwan Visham, so Lakshmana Shastri, Rangaracharyalu, so S.V. Jogarao, so Ilindala Saraswati Devi, so Gurukula Ramakrishna Rao, so others contributed to this magazines. So these are the major writers. So these are the major persons who just contributing this literary magazines, Sravanti. So that kind of these are the writers. It will be considered as eminent writers that will just contributing, started just giving their piece opinions on this, contributing as writing to this article. So Sravanti. Next, Telugu from 1946. So Srinivasa opined the Srinivasa one of the book is brought out. So Telangana Press. So it was written in the 2001, I believe, that has been subject to correction. So he was one of the book is brought out. He's one person who just written Telangana Press. So he in his opinion. So Sravanti acted bridge between the Andhra Telangana literary grades as the magazine were very popular in both the regions. So that was that kind of a popularity is able to just figure out. So that's the way he just in opinion that means Sravanti has got the people's support as well as got supported and got admired in these both regions, Telangana as well as Andhra. Next, Hyderabad Farmers Union published the Kisan Monthly from August 1954 from the Hyderabad to create awareness among the farmers on various types of crops, fertilizers, seeds, cultivation methods, and marketing strategies. These are the way Kisan Monthly able to just cater to the needs of the farming community. Next, Telugu paper, so Pingali Limbatri Reddy, so who established a printing press in 1923 in Karimnagar, launched Sarojini Monthly in 1952 in Karimnagar. So Limbatri Reddy worked as editor. He was also published books like establishing Vijnana Pracharini, so Vijnana Pracharini organization, and published several books. So next, Buddhanam was published on October 2, 1959 in Hyderabad to spend the spirits of the Vinoba Bhave's Budona Bhudevam. So it will be called so Budhanudhyamam. So that way, so we supported the main kind of a Buddha, and when Vinoba Bhave given the call to just donate the land to the poor, so that poor can have the land. They will also poor also become the owners of the land, so they can own as well as cultivate that land. So that kind of way, the Budhanudhyamam was started by Vinoba Bhave to just to just given a call to those who are having large land under one procession, so that will be some, so that which be donated to the poor, so that poor can have the land. So that is the main kind of way. So that way, this supported the Budhan Udyamam. Next, so it's moving. Yeah, eminent journalist and a veteran, eminent journalist and a veteran journalist association president G. Vardacharya so launched Vaishnava monthly paper in 1955 at the age of 22, read it for 10 months. Next, Golconda Patrika published news against the merger of the Telangana, then the Hyderabad state with the Andhra state. To face Golconda Patrika, an anti-merger policy and strong separation, Burgula and others decided to launch Andhra Janta. So that's way. So Andhra Janta, the way that is how this Andhra Janta paper launched. So in order to just counter the Golconda Patrika, that was support, that was against the merger of the Telangana with the Andhra region. So Andhra Janta newspaper played a pivotal role in the formation of Andhra Pradesh state. So it bravely stood even when the separatists attacked the office and expressed his view daringly. So that way, the kind of so Telangana and the kind of Andhra region. So that way, Andhra Janta Patra able to just give the has played a significant role to support the cause of the Andhra Pradesh state. So next, Andhra Yuvati Mandali, so working for the welfare of the women, even now from the Barkatpura, so Hyderabad, so launched a Vanita Telugu Monthly in 1956. So Vanita might be the first woman paper in Telangana region. So Abburi Chaya Devi was its editor, Nayani Krishna Kumari, Turaga Janaki Rani, so Vijay Lakshmi. Next, Sita Kumari contributed to the Vanita paper. So that's why Vanita paper, this Vanita paper is considered as the first newspaper that was started in just focusing on the women issues. Next, Andhra Pradesh Telugu Pathli was launched in 1956 by the Andhra Pradesh state government after the formation of the Andhra Pradesh state. So eminent journalists like A.B.K. Prasad, A. Prabhakar Rao, so worked as editors. So these are the ways. So the Andhra Telugu Patrika got them the veteran journalists. So that will be just how it will be just launched in 1956. So these have been A.B.K. Prasad and the Prabhakar Rao were as worked as editors. Next, Andhra Pradesh paper is printed at the Buxton offset print Red Hills. So Hyderabad published 76 black and white pages except the cover pages. It is published in 76 pages, priced at 5 rupees. So during that way, so the paper, the Andhra Pradesh paper that was started at the Red Hills, from publishing from the Red Hills. So in 76 black and white pages. So next, Vijayawada became the capital of the Telugu. So journalism, so how to just the kind of way to the movement, the kind of literary books publishing based in Vijayawada that started from the region. It will be considered as the Telugu journalism, the capital of Telugu journalism. Then there. So the formation of the United State of Andhra Pradesh may not be the cause for the demise of the Golconda Patrika, which was only the newspaper published even after the formation of new state for the Telangana region. But the voice of Telangana people was silenced after the closure of Golconda Patrika. So So it was considered that Golconda Patrika is had got support from the kind of a popular newspaper in Telangana region. So it's been identified itself that means it has been focusing the Telangana culture, focusing the Telangana voice. So that will be kind of things that were very short-lived in in this communities. Not able to just keep up to the competition. So that way they're able to just giving the Janta paper that kind of a stunt competition. So that not able that way it's very short-lived. So there was no mainstream newspaper to support the 1969 separate Telangana agitation except small newspaper like when Janadharma, so which was published for Arangal. So Andhra Bhumi Telugu daily published editorials in support of a united Andhra Pradesh, but had spot news in support of separate Telangana agitation during 1969. So that kind of in 1969 Telangana movement, Telangana agitation is got just agitation is going on that way. This there's been Jana Dharma as well as been Telugu Andhra Bhumi. So that's only spot news. This focus in this Andhra Bhumi Telugu newspaper as well as been Jana Dharma was supporting that this agitation. So then Golconda Patrika, which supported separate Telangana state cause, was closed. Then Andhra Janta was also supported its publication. Andhra Prabha, Andhra Patrika, Andhra Jyoti were printing in Vijayawada and reached Hyderabad city and the main towns of Telangana region. So this are the this Andhra Prabha, Andhra Patrika, Andhra Jyoti were printed in Vijayawada but reached Hyderabad. So that was the kind of pay. So that one of the reason it will be considered one of the reason that Golconda Patrika not able to survive. Next, agitators were, some kind of agitators in favor of Andhra Bhumi published under the stable Deccan Chronicles. So Gora Sastri was its editor. He was supporter of Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, and wrote editorials in favor of the United States. So most of the editorial staff from Telangana region was separatist and participated in Telangana movement. They gave courage to Telangana favorably. So that kind of those since Andhra those who are working in this newspaper were most of the people who are this belongs to Telangana region. So they also some way they are supported this Telangana region since it may be the supporting the Gora Sastri was an editor and also it's been a staunch supporter of United Andhra Pradesh. But the people who are working in this newspaper from region are people are the staff working in this newspaper belongs to the Telangana regions. That way, somewhat they're able to just contribute to the station. Next, several journalists like Raghuvir Rao, so Andhra Bhumi, so P.N. Swami, Pratap Kishore, Deccan Chronicle. Next, Srivastava, Padmanabham played a key role in the 1969 separate Telangana movement. So Telangana Praja Samiti, which was established by the journalist out of 13 Lok Sabha seats in Telangana region in 1970. So general elections created ripples in the center. Even journalists like Pratap Kishore, who were kept in jail for participating in separate Telangana movement, so filed news reports in Deccan Chronicles. That way, so those who are follow this, supporting this Telangana movement. So that way they continued just contributing their voice to these newspapers. Next, during separate Andhra movement, so 1971 to 73, so separatists attacked the CPA Vishalandhara, Andhra Jyoti offices, which opposed the movement. Vishalandhara staff guarded their office the day and night from the agitators in Vijayawada. So that kind of way, this is the Andhra movement. We just talk about the 1969, the kind of way the journalists, the persons who supported the newspapers that supported United Andhra Pradesh, those moments of in support of the separatist movement or maybe in the United States. So as well as in 1971 and 1973. So Andhra movement governments way that will started the kickoff. The separatists attacked the CPA Vishalandhara in Andhra Jyoti offices, which opposed the Vishalandhara staff, which opposed the movement, and Vishalandhara guarded. So they stopped just guarded their office day and night. So Andhra Prabha, which supported the United Andhra Pradesh state during the separate Telangana movement in 69, shifted its stand in favor of separate Andhra movement. So Andhra Jyoti, which was edited by Narla Venkateshwara, so opposed the separate Andhra movement. Next, newspaper inspired people during the freedom movement against the Britishers, but people influenced the newspaper during the separate movements in 1969, 68, 70, separate Andhra movement, and 1971 separate. 69 to 70 is separate Telangana movement. 71 to 73, the separate Andhra movement. So next, Srinivasacharya, who was famous Janadharma Acharya, so launched the Janadharma in 1958. So Acharya published the atrocities of the Rajkars in Janadharma. He was sentenced for 3 days when he published the news of killing of 12 youth who were communist worker against the Nizam government. So that's the way. So on the kind of a Rajkar movement, Janadharma just continuously written articles. That way he just sentenced for 3 days jail. So next, Sridhar, so Dr. Madhubhuti Sridhar, so that said that Janadharma was the only newspaper to publish news in favor of the 1969 movement, Telangana movement after Andhra Bhumi Telugu Daily. So he was one of the, he was a historian. So in his opinion, he said that Janadharma was the only newspaper to publish news in favor of 1969 Telangana movement after the Andhra Bhumi Telugu newspaper. So Deccan Chronicle management started Andhra Bhumi Telugu newspaper, Telugu News Daily on Vijayadashmi, that is on September 30, 1960. So Pandit Nageshwarrao, sorry, P. Nageshwarrao, who had an experience in running the Sanjaya Weekly and the Praja Prabha Daily during 1959-60. So joined as the first editor and worked for 1 year. So from 1960 to 1961. So that way, Deccan Chronicle that started the Andhra Bhumi in 1960. So next, major landmark in the history of Telugu journalism in Telangana was the entry of Eenadu in 1975 in Hyderabad. It's launched in Visakhapatnam on August 10, 1975 by Ms. Ramoji Rao, Cherkuri Ramarao. So Ramoji Rao, so owner of the Eenadu. So titled the entry of Eenadu, the newspaper reached the readers in the evening next day. So Ramoji Rao broke the tradition by establishing his newspaper's second editions in Hyderabad to occupy the top position by exceeding the circulation of existing Andhra Bhumi launched in Hyderabad in 1960s. That way, so the kind of a new journalism, the kind of a new strategies, the kind of a new strategy, just focusing, the kind of identifying, bringing about the changes in journalism started with the publication of this Eenadu newspapers. So Eenadu circulation was 18,000 after 3 months of its launch. Then Andhra Patrika circulation was 30,000 and the Andhra Prabha circulation was 1 lakh. So Ramoji Rao went to Mumbai for advertisements, but advertisers rejected his plea and asked Ramoji Rao as to who will read your newspaper, which is coming from Visakhapatnam. So we will give you the advertisement if your paper is published from Hyderabad. So that's the way. So when you just approach the advertisers, those who are just giving the advertiser to the other newspapers, so that have the more circulation. That during that circulation in the particular Hyderabad region. So they've just got the that way the Mumbai advertisers are giving this. So if you just started, if you start and you're printing your newspaper from either region, they then promise they will give the advertisement. Hey, just give me 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah, so that's why the Ramoji Rao so immediately launched Eenadu in Hyderabad. So Ramoji Rao the first person to launch his chain newspaper in the state. So that way, the kind of a yes, right. The way the Eenadu newspaper was started, how just got prominence and as well as spreading across different regions. It became a multi-edition paper as well as the newspaper owned by the people from the coastal Andhra and the Rayalaseema were widely circulated. Telangana as there were no newspaper owned by Telanganites in the region. So Telanganites owned Andhra Bhumi newspaper, which published news in favor of Telangana during 1969, separate separate Telangana movement. So heading into the hands of the Andhraite, Chandrasekhar Reddy in the later years of its inception, and ultimately it lost its originality in publishing the news related to the Telangana region. So when it will just transfer to this Chandrasekhar Reddy, so the kind of the movement, the kind of the voice of the Telangana region, that will just can be considered as been gone. So next, in the 80s, the eminent cinema director, producer, actor Dasaran Rao, who was also just from coastal Andhra, launched Udayam in big way in Hyderabad started its Vijayawada edition simultaneously. United Teachers Federation launched its official paper, Ikya Upadhyaya Telugu Monthly. So in the year 1975, so the magazine published an editorial under the headline Telugu Praja Telugu Prajaలకు రెండు రాష్ట్రాలు తెలుగు ప్రజలకు రెండు రాష్ట్రాలు suggested Telugu people to live together even after separation, strive for the development of Telugu community and for the unity of the workers. So that way, the kind of a United Teachers Federation that launched this newspaper that will just suggest that kind of way Telugu ప్రజలకు రెండు రాష్ట్రాలు kind of thing. So the title is still suggesting this when you need to just develop the Telugu community. So that kind of way it started. So Udayam was considered one of the main kind of thing. So it would be considered the Udayam has been brought out by the Dasana Rao. He was first person who is launched as well as the color newspaper that got movement. So that way, so it will just he also just brought about new changes in newspaper, the kind of a presentation, the kind of a alignment as well as the look and feel of the particular newspaper. So even he introduced this color. So since the during those days just bring about the color edition, it will be considered as be more expenditure, just be incurring the more expenditure. Still, just thought that people can admire, people can get. He believed that people can support this kind of printing if it goes for color printing. That kind of way. So he's taken the initiative, just launched that paper in color paper. So next, Telugu. Telugu newspaper was started in 1995, as we know. So Visakhapatnam, he was keen on using a Telugu equivalent of the word today. So that way, so the coining of why, how did got the particular Eenadu today. So Ivala, Iroju, Idinam, Nedu. So when he was coining, when he was just thinking about the bringing about the paper, so he needs to identify the particular term that way able to go into the people, that way they can identify themselves as Eenadu today. That kind of is such these are the names. So before just launching the Eenadu, so that way today Ivala, Iroju, Idinam, Nedu, that kind of a words is in minds. So he's satisfied with the name Eenadu. He selected the ABK Prasad, who was working with the Andhra Jyoti as editor. After the launch of the Eenadu Daily, so ABK made many experiments in the Vizag with the newspaper. So she brought the ABK Prasad to his given the editor post. So ABK also just made so many changes. So ABK Prasad introduced yes. Yes. Yeah, ABK Prasad introduced the features like Tukiga, Tidbits, Raite Raju, the farmer is king. So next Brahmanam, so revolving earth. So these are the words that will be ABK Prasad that's introduced under this headlines. This are way. So Tukiga, so Raite Raju, so Brahmanam. So that kind of a words under this kind of a, there will be a continuous column, continuous news item related to this Raite Raju as well as Brahmanam. It will be Brahmanam kind of thing, international news. It will be just concentrating the international news. Two quick comments. What is just satirical kind of a way? So what kind of issues? What kind of major news is going on around the Telugu states? That is kind of way. We just started just giving this under this name. So within few years of newspaper circulation, has touched 15,000. So that kind of way. So ABK Prasad brought about few changes in alignment as well as because of his strategy, because of his writings, because of his presentation, that we able to increase the circulation of the Eenadu. So he first launched Annadata, an agriculture monthly magazine in 1969 to study the market trends to launch the daily. So that way, so initially in 1969 as well as so the Annadata has actually started. So in 1975, so Ramajrao, so Hyderabad launched this after the 16 months of launching in Visakhapatnam. 16 months launching this Eenadu was started in Hyderabad. So then the Chief Minister Jalgam Vengala Rao, so next High Court Chief Justice Avla Samasiva Rao, the cine stars late N.T. Ramarao, Akini Nageshwara were participated in the program. So that way, so a program, the circulation of the Eenadu soared from the 12,898 copies to the 48,333 copies after the launch of the Hyderabad edition. The number of agents also rose from the 122 to that 313. So the quality improved in terms of news gathering, Inadu, adaptive investigative journalism as well. So that way, so the when it started in Hyderabad edition, so the kind of event, so even this kind of series stars, the these people, so they've been particular program launched just in order to just focus that way, it just get more admired with the Telangana region, Hyderabad people. So that way, they launched even few columns, I mean, dedicating to the NTR as well as the Akili Nageshwara. So then Chief Minister, so Jalagana Venkata Rao. So that way, it will be able to just rose, that will be able to just get the support from the Hyderabad people. So the United was the against the hackers attitude from the beginning. So Inadu had taken to a decision not to just succumb to the hawkers dictatorships. Immediately, Inadu established his own circulation staff and distribution network. So earlier, I mean, there was hackers that will just whatever the news printing was publishing, they were supposed to give to them in hackers. They will newsstands, public and newsstands that will send at the newsstands. The hackers as dominating the field. So that's why he ignored. I mean, just want to just set up his own circulation department. That's why he been appointed. I mean, circulation department as well as distribution network. He able to distribute his own newspapers. So in 1970 and in 1975, hackers entered into the conflict with the Inadu and installed the distribution of the Inadu. So Inadu staff entered to the scene and distributed the newspaper, forcing the hackers to withdraw their strike. So that way, it will happen. Hackers station hackers strike in 1990 as well as 1998. So that is the kind of thing. So that forced even Inadu staff just come on road and they started distributing the newspaper. So Inadu launched its Karimnagar edition in March 1992. So Inadu succeeded in disseminating the fresh news to the people from the north in Telangana region. So that way it will be able to slowly reaching to the people. So it will be considered that it will just focus on the giving more localized news. So that way what is happening near to us, it will be more important to the people. That kind of a sense, that kind of a focus, that kind of thinking. So that was started by this thinking developed. Then this Karimnagar edition, so in March 92 was been launched. The United succeeded in disseminating the fresh news to the people from North Telangana. So United started its third edition in Telangana region from Suryapet in 1996 to serve the needs of Khammam and Nalgonda district, which have the history of the communist movement. So that way, next time in third edition from Nalgonda region, Suryapet that been concentrated Khammam as well as Nalgonda districts. Next, Inadu Sunday magazine was introduced in 1988, and its editor was Chalasani Prasad Rao. So that way, in 1988, the Sunday magazine was introduced in Inadu. So Inadu first Sunday magazine was published on February 28, 1998. So Inadu also provided cinema details in mini editions and now and then. So that kind of a dedicating the way the district it may be kind of then it will just go on district editions that we'll discuss in later. So Inadu Sunday magazine was introduced in 1988. So its editor Ramajira, who's already running a cinema magazine, Sitara, had started allotting 2 to 3 pages space for cinema news in the Inadu Sunday magazine. Inadu's first Sunday magazine was published in 19 February 28. So that way, so they since he also just running Sitara as dedicated for the cinema news items. So that way, so every Sunday he started just giving 2 to 3 pages space for cinema news in Inadu Sunday magazine as well as that way. It will also just got the prominence. Next, technology. When talk about the technology wise, so English journalism too started its journey with the litho printing press technology, the Colombian press, so bed and plated press and cylinder press, rotary press, bullock press. So linotype machine and monotype machine. So these are the technology that will just slowly just got prominence. That will it will just start getting more papers can able to simultaneously able to print. So at a single way. So that kind of So that kind of a news technology just started coming in. So that way, all the mainstream newspapers started the state of the news printing machines. So Inadu is the only paper to have the Mitsubishi while others have the lino technology printing machines. So that way he imported the Mitsubishi printing press. So that way able to just take go. So he will able to just print so many papers simultaneously, so many papers in a short period of time. So Inadu adapted the new technology with the changing times, sharpless, gearless, gapless, recyclable plates, cylinders, single fluid concept technology adapted instead of the ink water kind of technology. So that kind of way, so whatever that new technology was just coming in, is adopted and introduced is newspaper, so that can able to just give, they will print instantly, so that can whatever the news item is able to just come late in the evening, he able to just take it and able to just print it and able to just release early morning papers. That kind of attitude, that kind of a mechanism he developed. Inado is now using the state-of-the-art machines of Mitsubishi imported from Japan. The only newspaper using Mitsubishi is the Hindu English Daily newspaper of after Inado. So machine needs only a single operator and a supervisor, and a paper comes out in folded format and fixed pack. So that kind of a way, that kind of it will just started this the using that advanced technology and got this technology used and able to just bring more on people. So that after that Mitsubishi is Hindu is the only newspaper that is using this Mitsubishi technology that was imported from the Inado, that means Japan. So Inado has adopted a high technology, and it is in position to publish the news regarding the incidents which take place even after midnight. So they have grown from the teleprinters to data lines to high-speed data lines to the speech circuits to facsimile system to personal computers to modem lines to the multi-purpose cars to high-speed lines. That kind of way, whatever technology, how the Inado just want to stay in competition ahead and just to be in the leader position. That way, whatever the technology, whatever the new lines, what kind of a data transfer lines, so there were one kind of a so facsimile utilized facsimile system to the personal computers from modern lines to multi-purpose cars to just high-speed lines. So that way it will just go on just utilizing the new technology. So Inado had one teleprinter, so and one telex line between Visakhapatnam and Hyderabad in the beginning. So presently, India has powerful communication system than the state government. It has increased TP lines, data lines, speech circuits system effectively. So that way, it able to just adapt to the new technology and just start giving, just focusing the kind of a printing newspapers that will be in packaged manner that will be delivered very easily. So Inado staff is sending news through modem lines, which replace the TP lines and from remote villages to its nearby Inado units offices. Inado developed its own communication system in a such a way that link all main cities across the nation. Inado TP lines, which linked Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Trivandrum, Chennai, Bangalore, has been working perfectly. It is also sending news happening between Jaipur, Chandigarh using the Delhi Srinagar and that kind of a telephone lines. That way, it will utilize the line links and just the way the communication system it utilizes to just get the instant information from the other various parts of the country, from the different parts. So able to just get the news and able to just give at first. Then fast email. Facsimile system was evolutionary in technology and Inado adopted in 1986 using it in between Visakhapatnam and Hyderabad. Due to the technology, the work of composing the news after receiving them from teleprinters had disappeared. Facsimile system provided technology to send the pages through laser rays. They would turn as a magnetic waves. After receiving the magnetic waves, they are once again changed into laser rays and taken on a negative page. So that way, the technology that will just how the pages from the district edition, how the pages from the other district able to just send to the central office. That way, that will how it will process from the laser rays to the magnetic waves, from magnetic waves to laser rays. Now it will just convert it. The negative will be developed. The negative will just be just given for the printing. That the kind of a technology that will be able to use that will be able to just bring about more and more pages so instantly. So the introduction of our personal computers had changed the face of the newspaper offices enormously. United introduced the PCs in 1887 itself. So personal computers it introduced in 1987. So analog system changed to digital system. From analog system to change it to the present digital system. Four modem lines spread throughout the state. With the new system, publishing the exam results was made easy. It also prompted newspaper offices to link the PC network system to the TP lines, facilitating the newspaper office to take bromide directly. So that kind of interaction, personal computers, how the analog systems to the digital systems. So using them in just with them in new system, they're able to just print the 10th exam results instantly in the beginning about the morning, evening edition, whenever it's possible, they're able to just bring out the 10th class results that way instantly. That kind of a way, that kind of a system that will able just they have developed so that can be able to reach the more people instantly and just make more and more copies in a short period of time, in a short period. So that kind of way. So next, introduction of multi-purpose press card in 1991 in India made the communication system very easy. These cards help to send news on elections, natural disasters, accident, international games from anywhere across the country. Inadu was the first one to use multi-purpose cards in the state. In 1983, so electronic TP lines replaced the mechanical TP lines, which facilitated journalists to send messages without errors. Also helped to correct the mistake easily. Inadu also adopted the latest technology and it also introduced the EPABX using the hotlines network and helped to contact another unit dialing easily. So that kind of a multi-purpose cars as well as the using the state of the art lines. So it can even just make the journalist to send the news items easily, instantly. So next, Inadu introduced one more thing. What? Yes, Inadu introduced district tabloids in 1970 and 1987. So that way, so brought by web leader so printing machines on November 23, 90s to print the pages in color. So the color in 97 started also created history by sending the huge photo files by capturing through Mac and sending them from one center to another through these telephone lines. And a photo transmission system through DOT lines was also developed by Inadu on its own and stood as a model to other newspapers to follow the system across the country. So that kind of a technology, that kind of a way, that revolution, that period, that will be the newspaper. So we discuss from the initial, how the transform the newspaper from the initial stage, how the newspaper was bought, how the communication started, why communication started, who introducing medieval period as well as then modern periods, so pre-independence, independence, language papers, newspaper development, and the newspaper in Telangana region, Telugu region, which are the newspapers, how it started. So the particular during the particular period, so which is in 1969 agitation, so 1971 and 73 I say Andhra Vishalandhra movement. So what are the newspapers started? What are the newspapers stand against? These are the way that will newspaper will struggle. That is, overall the history just we need to understand. Then we'll be able to just understand the journalism. Then we'll just go and just write them. And if you just have this kind of a knowledge, inputs in your mind, so it will be easy for to just venture. Just when you are just working for a particular newspaper or maybe working for any kind of writing. So this is the history. Just we need to keep in mind. So that will be facilitating just cope up and it will just adjust to the present conditions. That is the way with the kind of a technology, the kind of a movement, the kind of a transition has happened. So right now, just here, just wind up my class. So, so thank you.